but we're going to be going into game 2 here in just a second between MCDZ and Excellence. The winner could be MCDZ if they take this second game. This is a best of 3. So Excellence need to step up and take this reverse sweep, or it's going to be MCDZ facing off against Excel.
And I'm going to be really interested to see if Terra gets let through here for MCDZ's. Obviously, MCDZ's left it open for Excellence to pick up, but they had the Raw on their own. So kind of this healer dynamic, I think, because it was such a big factor in that last game, probably going to be a big factor in this set or this game as well.
So you tell me in a very long-winded manner what you want to see different.
Are you F-dotting me right now?
My throat really hurts. That was a really long game.
Are you F-dotting me? I can't believe you. Well, the target bans continues. Hades taken out by Excellence. Ao Kuang, obviously, something that MCDZ's don't feel comfortable with. And they actually ban away the Fafnir, which wasn't even a factor in the picks and bans last game.
Not quite. They don't want to see Excellence take it, though, because that coerce on any kind of hunter would really hurt.
Yeah, it's devastating, and that was much more of an objective, kind of focused game, so maybe kind of the same. And now Excellence is deciding whether they want to ban away the Bastet, or I thought what was going to be the Terra, but it's actually the Freya they take away.
So Terra is still going to be available. My other thought was Fafnir will be able to boost somebody with that damage. Excellence didn't really have a lot of that damage potential coming through, so we may see that change in their comp.
It's possible. I mean, I'm interested in this Bastet because we saw Excellence ban it, and I guess that was targeted out for Dr. TPC. I mean, I'm assuming they did some research and you know, banned away his Bastet, a little bit worried about it. But I mean, there's the first pick Terra. There's no way that I think MCDZ is picking anything else up in that spot.
And Terra, like you mentioned, very strong. That global ultimate, no matter where she's at, going to be able to help out the entirety of the team. We saw just how much healing she pumped out with the Monolith.
And Excellence here have a couple options, right? Are they going to deal with the, you know, sustain themselves? They might want to look to pick up a Raw here, because if they don't pick up a Raw, I mean, MCDZ's have already shown that they can use it, right? Probably going to pick it up right after. And Terra also has fantastic setup for Raw. I'd say more so than an Athena, because the stun is ranged and a little bit lower of a cooldown. And they actually just grabbed the Erlang Shen for themselves. Again, Farleez could bring that to the jungle, but it is kind of a flex option.
You can go 3 places. You can take him as support, you can put him in solo lane, or you can have him run around in the jungle. So he's very useful, and depending on what MCDZ's pick, they can move him around as needed.
And there's the Jing there for Welshbeastq, taking it away from MCDZ's this time. I mean, Jing was kind of... I mean, she was doing her job, but we didn't really talk about her too much. Wasn't really able to get anything rolling for the most part. Did a good job of keeping herself alive. And team fights never really overextending, but a very quiet factor, I would say, last game.
Yeah, not channeling the Welshbeastq, and I think that would have went a little bit different if we did see that, but MCDZ's are going to pick up that Bastet, so we're going to see just exactly why we saw that first ban in the last game.
Maybe we will. I mean, maybe TPC won't have a good game here, but Soul going to be locked in as well, so an option that can go multiple ways, could be in the dual lane or the mid lane, still a little bit of that flex, throwing Excellence off.
And that's good, because that's keeping Excellence on their toes. They're going to pick up the Athena. So we have a little bit of damage thus far with the Jing, but Erlang, Shen, and Athena, we're following down that same path we had last game.
And, you know, both supports having a global ultimate going to be a big factor in fights across the map. Odin banned away by Excellence again. Don't want to get locked in, you know, if you're Erlang, Shen, or, you know, be forced to ult if you're Athena or Jing there. I just think something that I want to deal with. And actually, MCDZ's banning the Raw there, a little bit surprising. That's telling me, you know, that Soul probably going to go in the mid lane because of that.
Yeah, but I love the Raw ban, because at this point, the only other big healer that's in the meta right now is Guan Yu, and you're going to force yourself into another 2 Warrior and a Guardian comp, and that didn't work out for them last time.
And there's the Raijin locked in. That was banned away from Excellence last game. Now they have, I think, a little bit more synergy with that Athena and Erlang Shen if that's coming out of the jungle with the Raijin. Obviously, a lot of setup and burst potential from him. Is a lot more effective early game as, you know, compared to an Arachne who really needs those items to get online.
So Bastet versus Raijin, because Raijin more than likely going to be in the middle lane. I don't see Bastet going anywhere but the jungle. Are we going to see a little bit more prioritization on that mid pick?
I mean, Bastet destroys Raijin. He is incredibly slow in his ultimate. I mean, if you can jump on him, drop the cats, get off your bleeds as well, and then even if you get into a sticky situation, you can jump away. Bastet has so much movement. The thing about Raijin is he basically, to do damage, he basically plants himself for his ultimate, or has to Thunder Crash aggressively to proc Raiju in a lot of situations. So he's very risky in that regard, and Bastet, who can kind of jump in and out of team fights, has a very good matchup with him.
Talking about risky.
Okay.
Vulcan picked up, and then Arachne.
Okay, so Bastet solo. Or is it Arachne? So I guess Arachne solo obviously has self-sustain in her kit. I mean, I know Bastet can work out, but I mean, this is an interesting composition. And then Ratatoskr picked up for excellence. You know, Erlang Shen going solo this time. Farleez going to be on someone that might be able to make a little bit of an impact. And they have those double global ults from Athena and Ratatoskr able to really move around the map.
I really like Excellence comp, and I feel like when it comes to junglers, if you have a Thor or a Ratatoskr, you're immediately... It's already in your favor just because you're going to be able to use that global ultimate to crash down wherever you want. Your rotations don't have to be completely on point because you're going to be able to go and do, you know, pick up and go wherever you're needed.
Mm-hmm. And this is, you know, off-meta picks are something interesting because sure, Arachne hasn't been a solo laner in a long time, but you may not be used to playing against it. You may not know exactly how it works out, and you can easily make a lot of mistakes with an Arachne because she does have a lot of damage that's unsuspecting and kind of a heal that allows her to dive you pretty effectively.
And that's kind of why when we see in the Challengers Cup coming forward, we see like G-strats. These strats that you wouldn't normally see on an SPL or an SCL match, but like you mentioned, you haven't fought against them, and it really works out in their favor, like just bringing in a little element of surprise. And
yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how this works out, actually. I mean, at least this time we don't have Terra versus Raw and tank comps. That's all I'm happy about.
We are going to be able to see some damage coming out from Excellence, and MCDZ going to be able to help sustain themselves back up, and they have a jungle that's going to be able to help her get out of dangerous situations with her jump.
But, I mean, remember this, too, is that last game, sure, MCDZ's won, but they only had 16 to, I believe, 29 kills, so the fights weren't really going their way. It really seemed more about the comp and timings that allowed them to kind of win that game in the end and kind of that great early game they had. I mean, if they don't have that great early game where they're able to knock down a couple of those Phoenixes and towers and have that opportunity at the end of the game, maybe that game just goes to excellence.
More than likely, but gonna go ahead and start out. Not seeing anything crazy thus far. TPC gonna get to lane a little bit late just because the clear coming out from that Arachne, but Mayo able to get to lane just fine and start duking it out against this Raijin.
And the Arachne just trying to get some basic attacks off, but Farleez and Predators have that early push, and now they're going to be able to get those fire elementals as well as the right side harpies pretty easily.
We saw the prioritization coming out from MCDZ for those last time, but instead we're going to see it from Excellence get themselves a little bit of an early edge.
And you can see the pressure on the left-hand side as well, just that Soul being bullied under her tower. Always what you want to see, you know, make sure the Soul can't get off her early, you know, her good early game, make sure she's pressured and isn't going to be an impact.
She's going to be able to shred later, but right now she just needs to play it a little bit safe. Meanwhile, over in solo lane, not seeing too much aside from Arachne taking a lot of damage. CRYSIS as well going to get taunted back into Welshbeastq.
But that meditation is burned as well, so not going to be a factor for another 2 minutes. And actually, TPC going very aggressive on the fly.
Going to be able to jump right back up, but forces out the Thunder Crash. Even if it's only for a couple of seconds, they don't have to worry about Raijin coming over trying to take these Harpies again.
And this does allow them to get those mid Harpies, but a wave for excellence in the mid. So just going to be able to go back and farm theirs. And look at this, just such a good job from Welshbeastq, just outplaying kind of CRYSIS and Gibbon in this lane, just always hitting his shots every time we take a look over here in CRYSIS. I mean, I haven't seen him more than 50% of his life anytime we've looked. Well, except now. This doesn't count, though. He healed up.
We had double heal coming out from himself as well as Gibbon, but able to push forward once again, and then we haven't even been able to see them push back that half point. It's excellence in their faces the entire early game. We're 2 minutes in, not really seeing any gank potential coming out from either of the junglers, though, sticking to the mid lane.
And Stun Wave just getting pressured out. He's going to live there, and you see that a lot from Erlang Shens in the Soul. They just burden their ultimate even without kill potential because they get so much guaranteed damage onto their opponent as well as a big heal. It just helps them gain that control in the lane where they can really start to, you know, snowball pressure, look for opportunities to steal jungle buffs. And you can see Stun Wave only level 4. He's scared to walk in the lane.
Yeah, but here comes Ratatoskr right onto Stun Wave, and at that point, it's all over. Predators able to get that first hit and the first kill for excellence.
Perfect CC combo coming out of them. You saw the knockup from the Ratatoskr straight into the follow knockup from Predators. Finds the pin as well and just perfectly executed. There's nothing you can do there for your Stun Wave if you didn't know that Ratatoskr was coming over for a gank.
Much stronger start coming out from Excellence versus last game. MCDZ's able to find an early 2 kills and then take all these camps, but now we're seeing Excellence pull it back just a little bit and take their priorities.
And the thing is, too, last last game it was MCDZ's with this early lead and kind of Excellence looking a little bit sloppy, but Farleez seems a lot more comfortable, I'd say, on this Ratatoskr, this assassin style, than the front line he was on before. Definitely.
The bleed and the Cat's coming through, chasing down Predators, but they're not going to be able to lock him down when he runs away in that turtle form. Instead, they're going to look at Farleez.
Cat's doing a lot of damage. Here's the Vulcan ult as well, barely able to dash away. Predators jukes it too and fly over the wall, just trying to stay safe.
So I did want to ask about Stun Wave versus Predators on this Arachne. What is Arachne going to be able to do, not only in this solo lane, but for the team comp as a whole?
I mean, it depends what style of build he goes into. You see a lot of hybrid builds on Arachne. It's just this character that, similar to a Bastet, can come in, do a lot of poke damage, and sustain that back up with the dot. Relatively safe as well, but mid lane, not safe for Gibbon. He gets picked off.
Farleez able to get that last hit in for the team, and now we're seeing a little bit of aggression over in the solo lane as well. Stunwave trying to get aggressive onto Predators, but doesn't have the damage, and then you have to worry about those creep.
And you could see just, you know, that's an assassin versus a warrior. I mean, that's not supposed to go that way, considering Stunwave only has boots too compared to the attack speed boots finish from Predators. Just Arachne is such a good boxer, has so much base damage in her kit, as well as the, you know, the again, those, you know, the poison bolts, excuse me, poison fangs, and then also the spiders make it really hard to fight into with their slow.
It was just bad timing coming out from Stunwave. Probably would have been able to get a little bit more damage onto that Erlang, but because the wave was coming where it was, you were going to risk a lot more damage unnecessarily.
I mean, he's just trying to look for poke anyways. You know, it's very unlikely he has kill potential against Predators, who also has his ult and, I mean, his Death's Toll, because he has that AoE auto in his hit chain. It's going to be able to, you know, let him sustain up a whole ton on basic attacking the waves.
Definitely, and I'm glad that we saw that early gank coming out from Farleez, and we're going to see another one again popping into the tree of Yggdrasil, into the Cosmos, looking to crash down on somebody. Might be Stunwave again.
Tried to, but Stunwave, he smelled it out there. I think the call from the team, we did see, I think, Bastet see him go up into the sky there, so much better adjustment from Stunwave there, just playing in a safe position, but Farleez now making the rotation to mid.
And they have no idea. The Purification's been burned coming out from Mayo as well, so not going to be able to get away from Farleez if he locks him down, but instead, only going to dish out a little bit of bully damage and rejoin his team.
It was just a little bit awkward for him to fight into that. You know, you saw the Purification, and so he wanted to wait to hit the Acorn Blast to find the stun, and then he kept kind of like juking in and out here.
Wave. Gonna get taunted back with the ultimate from Erlang Shen, but gonna be just fine, but very low with a lot of creep in tower.
And no one's looked at the gold tier just yet. It's only 6 minutes in, but we've seen a lot of movement from these junglers. TPC just trying to poke out as much as possible, but he needs to be careful there. I mean, against that Athena, didn't want to have to burn his relics, I'm assuming there. Just trying to keep him up.
As long as you have that time, you're going to be able to jump right back to wherever Bastet pops that jump instead. But CRYSIS trying to get a little aggressive onto the enemy Welshbeastq Jing way.
And TPC is diving. He just going for that poke damage again. Backs off a little bit off the mark of it. And wards really bad for MCDZ's right now. You can see Excellence have them littered across both sides. Look at that. Only one ward purchased by 6.5 minutes onto TPC. That just can't happen.
Exactly. And that's the only ward for MCDZ's in general. Stunwave able to finally take that and take out Predators. Mr. Turtle taking out Mayo as well with the help of 50-meter fly on those taiko drums.
And that's just Stunwave finding an excellent 1v1, and Mayo just caught. Again, look at that sentry right there on mid camps. I mean, he just probably got dashed by Athena, and he did. He got ulted. He got ulted by Farleez, you know, just kind of in an awkward spot by himself without any wards.
Definitely, but we are going to see TPC head back into lane just to show face. They don't want MCDZ to go ahead and keep pushing forward, because MCDZ probably could have got a lot of damage onto that tower because nobody's here, and Bastet has no mana.
And Bastet also, I'll be interested to see if she goes for the teleport later on. We see that a lot from those Bastets. DJ Pernicus does it a lot. Shattered on Enemy does it a lot, where they kind of have these, you know, late game split fights where they'll go off, take a tower, TP into a fight, or kind of the reverse of that, where they'll TP in behind a tower and you have no idea about it.
The only thing going for Predators right now is he's timing these fights and timing these little 1v1s with the wave. That's the only thing keeping Stunwave off of him, because once again we saw he got really low. Predators forced back into the tower. He's going to go ahead and take his own buff as well. But Stunwave getting, surprisingly, the best end out of the solo lane.
The issue is that he is in the respect that he got a kill, but he wasn't able to actually get anything off it. He wasn't able to steal any buffs. He didn't get any extra camps. But right now, MCDZ's trying to go for this early Gold Fury here. No wraps to secure.
We saw this play earlier on in the first game, and they leashed it. They're going to leash it again, and the Vulcan ultimate not enough to take it out. Instead, MCDZ's still going to be able to secure it, and now they're trying to get away. Turtle going to find a nice pull, but Motion able to use that Disapparate to get out unscathed.
Big win there for MCDZ's. They get the Gold Fury. It was a little bit scary unsecuring it, but they come out on top, and they also don't lose a member. And there's also none of their jungle available to be stripped away. 50-meter fly took so much damage to no tier 1 tower picked up, and Stunwave solos Predators again
yeah,
on the right-hand side.
I saw him get solo, but now Farleez trying to get away using that dash, but Gibbon not letting him, but gonna go ahead and back off now.
Oh.
Mayo in 3. CRYSIS able to find it with the supernova. Never mind, there it is.
And getting knocked up, so gonna make it hard for them to siege this tower, but no camps up on the right-hand side. That red buff had spawned for Excellence, but just MCDZ's choosing the wrong side of the jungle to potentially look at here. And this is the main issue. I mean, MCDZ's are doing these great things, but after they do the great things, there's just not a lot available for them. They weren't able to push towers. They weren't able to take buffs. Even mid-harpies were down. You know, just the timing has been a little bit awkward from them. And this has allowed Excellence to still have a lead despite that early Gold Fury.
TPC forced to use that Purification and then jump away. He's got Raijin on him, but he's far away enough that the Thunder Crash isn't going to be an issue. I think that MCDZ's need to take a note from FDOT. Get the stuff after the stuff.
All right. But there was no stuff. That's the issue. Is that there's just the timing, there's no stuff for them to take. And here it is, once again, Stunwave getting ganked by 4, pops into his ultimate, and what is Gibbon doing?
Gibbon, I guess there wasn't any communication about how Stunwave was going to be able to get out. That's the Vulcan ultimate as well being used, but still, they lost a team member for absolutely no reason.
And now still diving under, Stunwave knocked up, the Raijin ult does secure it, Predators gets the heal, so he's not worried about the tower damage at all, and this is going to allow Excellence to potentially invade the speed buff that has just spawned. They're also going to take this tier 1 on right. They're just so grouped up and nothing to worry about.
They lost a lot of pressure because of that, but MCDZ's still going to be able to secure their own buff. Bastet putting that over priority. Meanwhile, Airstrike being used to get around the Gold Fury, so CRYSIS
Loop-de-loop.
not going to be able to get anything done, but the tier 1 tower on the right side, that solo tower, is gone.
You know what would have helped there?
What?
If they had wards.
Wards definitely
Then he would have been able
help.
to see. Then he would have been able to see where Welsh ended up landing there. But you know, again, this could be an issue for MCDZ's last game. Again, that they had that advantage, and so they were really able to push it after a couple early pickoffs and good fights around the Gold Fury. But now it's Excellence who are in control of this game. They're setting the pace for the most part as well.
It's really easy to ward when you're ahead too. You got that extra gold. You're not as copper starved.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing MCDZ's not be able to put as much down, and Excellence doing an excellent job of keeping this map warded, having that vision so they know exactly what's going on, and that's why Excellence knew they could take that buff or they could go for this. They could go for that tower.
Can we actually see wards placed here? I'm interested. I think we just saw a couple more placed up, but again, it was littered with zeros last time. Now we're starting to see MCDZ's, I think, elect to value that vision. Stunwave actually still no wards for him.
Supernova going to be good, but Welshbeastq going to be better being able to dash out, but he's got the cats on him now. The bleed, not enough to take him out. Stunwave using the ultimate once again as an escape mechanism, and Welshbeastq is still getting aggressed upon, going to be able to agility away from the rest of the enemies.
Oh, needs to be careful there. You can see the Raijin rotating. Mayo has made the rotation as well, just to block off 50-meter fly, but under tower, Stunwave in a lot of trouble, and the heal comes from Predators. Again, 0 wards for Stunwave, and we've seen him ganked 4 times now.
And Excellence aren't getting punished for any of this. MCDZ's, they're just, I don't know what's different from this first game.
I mean, they are the ones who got off on fire, right? They had a couple kills. They really fought well together. But right now, Excellence is just doing a great job of moving around the map, putting the pressure onto Stunwave. We saw Predators get 1v1 twice, and so they've put a lot more attention over to dealing with this Arachne. Again, it's that kind of surprise factor where they haven't really, I'm assuming they haven't dealt with an Arachne even in the jungle in quite some time, and so they're kind of figuring out what exactly Stunwave is doing in the first 10 minutes, and now they've made the adjustments. They got his tower, they're ganking him, they're stealing his blue buff, and now this Arachne is going to start to be a lot less effective.
And that's not only bad on solo laner, that's also bad on Bastet. TPC going to be missing out on some of this experience, and he's going to continue to fall further and further behind.
We've seen TPC kind of rotate around the map a lot and look for ganks. It's just nothing has been successful just yet. And despite having that Gold Fury, it is Farleez with about a 600 gold lead on him, so doing a much better job of farming up.
Mayo getting aggressed upon, using that turret defensively just to try and make sure he doesn't want to close that distance. But we are going to see the Erlang go away. Meanwhile, in mid lane, big potential for a very big fight.
But not just yet. Sitting under tower, Gold Fury has respawned, and Excellence want this one. They're just looking for any opportunity to find picks, and Stunwave continuing to go aggressive here onto Predators, but he can't chase him into the jungle. Doesn't know where anyone is right now.
Exactly, and I mean, you're able to track down where Farleez.
Oh, look at this, though. Actually, everyone on Excellence goes to the right side of the map. This is going to allow MCDZ to start this up, but it's not going to be free. Raijin already ulting and just finding that taunt, resetting it.
Just finding the taunt with only 2 hits onto Gibbon, though, so unfortunately, the rest of everybody else would have been fine to keep it going. Instead, Excellence were enough. Just that one ultimate, their presence. That was such good presence of mind coming out from MCDZ's, but now we're going to see this fight come through. Vulcan ultimate going to whiff, not take anybody out, and Predators in the backline using that meditation, so now it's gone.
And now TPC's got to dash out, but it's a big taunt coming out, and there's the airstrike on top as well. Farleez finds TPC, and now Excellence doing a good job of fighting together. Sanctuary going to buy time for them to get back to that tower. MCDZ's healing up off this Terra, though.
That Magma Bomb was on point, able to find 2, but 50-meter fly, trying to get out, using that Thunder Crash to just increase the distance. That was very close for all of them, actually, because there was so much damage potential coming out from MCDZ, but Welshbeastq still trying to clean up, channeling the beast that we saw last game. The agility going to be good. Vulcan's not going to be able to get away. The Magma Bomb, though.
And he's actually the dash in from Gibbon. Nice job. And now Stunwave's going to be able to pick up this kill. Welshbeastq, I mean, he's going to buy himself some time here, but he doesn't have airstrike. Gus going to knock him back up, but he is going to be picked up eventually by Stunwave. Great job from MCDZ's fighting together as a unit, making sure to keep their carries alive. And Welshbeastq tries to make an all-star play there in the back line and just doesn't go his way.
We're getting some signs of life coming out from MCDZ as well. 15 minutes and 23 seconds in, 4-7 staying the kills, and right now, a little bit about a 2,000 gold lead in favor of Excellence.
And, I mean, that's just off of superior farming. Again, that first Gold Fury was picked up by MCDZ's, but Excellence have been the ones to siege up that tower on the right-hand side. They've been the ones to constantly invade, and also a little bit of that lead coming from TPC trying to find kills. He's been doing a lot of rotating, looking for engagements, and it's hurt his own farm. And that's one of the risky things about that playstyle. We see that playstyle from Weekend as well, where he goes for all these ganks, but if the ganks aren't successful and he can't get anything off of it, he slowly starts to fall behind in the jungle, and that's what we're seeing from TPC here.
If TPC continues to fall behind with this Bastet, what is she going to be able to bring to the composition in the late game?
I mean, she'll still be fine, right? She just needs a couple items. She does a lot of damage once she gets these, basically the hammer tree built, and you can see her already working on that. And it's just about kind of jumping in, getting your dots off, jumping out, and looking for those split push opportunities. But it's not going to be the typical standard split push. Doesn't have TP instead. Went for the Sanctuary, more focused on staying alive.
MCDZ's were looking at the Gold Fury, but every time, it's just one person. It was Turtle that turned around the corner, and that was enough for them to stop. Farleez is going to come out of the Cosmos and get right back into the safety of the Tier 1 tower.
He ulted there just to make sure that MCDZ's weren't going to be on the Gold Fury, but MCDZ's just reset it nice and easy, and now that's going to be down for this fight, and it seems like they're committing to this, but Stunwave very low.
Using that provision, but Stunwave, yes, very low in the backline, and now Predators is going to be able to teleport here. 50-meter fly, able to find a huge Taiko drum, going to be able to find Stunwave, and now the chase is on. They've completely forgotten all about the Gold Fury, and now they're just looking for these plays, but not going to be able to find it.
The Vulcan just not doing enough right now, and here Turtle sitting on the front line. Farleez finds Gibbon on the side, and look at this. Farleez under tower, does not care at all. He's going to get slowed by Stellar Burst, but get the Turtle shield, and Farleez is around the corner just to help make sure, that he gets out. Gold Fury going to go the way of Excellence as well, and just the start of that fight, big play from 50-meter fly there. Popping into the Taiko drums, and then using the taunt, he finds Stunwave and Gibbon, pulls them into that mid-camp wall there, and is able to just set up for his team to chase down.
They lost nothing for that. That was 4 kills and a Gold Fury, and they lost absolutely nothing. There was no punishment whatsoever, so almost 8,000 experience and almost 5,000 gold in favor of Excellence.
And doing a, just doing a much better job this game, and Stunwave hasn't really been able to have the same impact on this Arachne that he did on the Robin when he got a couple levels ahead. You can see he's got 3 kills, but I mean, 2 of those were 1v1 kills that aren't really relevant considering he wasn't able to steal buffs, he wasn't able to take a tower, and Predators is ahead of him in gold still. Same level.
Yeah, that should have been just a little bit of gold in favor of him, but still, it's been Predators that's kept up with the farm, kept up helping with these kills. He's 3, 2, and 4, the assist out the wazoo, so he's doing a great job. I
mean, it doesn't really matter how many kills you get on someone if they're still out farming you and, are a higher level and you're not able to open up map pressure on the right-hand side.
We're just seeing more capitalization coming out from them versus the previous game, but Thunder Crash going to be good. Get Raijin out of the immediate danger forced by MCDZ.
And CRYSIS just trying to clear wave here. Doesn't really want to box. Every time we've seen that.
Oh, stun wave.
He's pushed up again. But, I mean, at this point, the Arachne's pretty tanky. He went for Heartseeker, so has a little bit of extra damage at times, and he's got that Breastplate of Valor, so he's going to be relatively safe here against Farleez now.
I mean, they had that pinch potential, though, but they didn't go for it. Instead, Stunwave just chasing down Predators, trying to get these couple of hits while trying to slow him down with those webs. But at that point, he's just going to be able to turtle right back out like every fight we've seen.
And that Winged Blade also paying dividends there for him. Just the slow doing the opposite effect, speeding him up, and so not going to be able to catch him. But actually, MCDZs are starting to take an aggressive stance. We saw TPC jump forward in the mid there, look for some damage, jump back out, and Stunwave continuing to try and fight on the right-hand side.
Well, they definitely need any aggression that they can find. CRYSIS forced to try to disapparate away because he has Welshbeastq and Athena here as well. Disapparate going to get him back to the safety of his tower, and TPC lurking in the jungle.
That was big, though. I mean, a couple ultimates baited out by Excellence there. All they burn is Athena ult. That's not really the most relevant thing here. Stunwave looking for the 1v1, but again, it's just a setup for Farleez to come back down, going to be forced to ult.
I almost want Benny Hill music to the track of them chasing down every time, but CRYSIS did stay, disapparate once again, and Excellence once again leaving empty-handed.
But a push in the mid lane with Gibpin, and here actually comes the rotation from Athena, going to get cut off by TPC, just trying to put some poke damage on. Farleez looking to help peel him out, and now MCDZ is going to have to back off here.
Nice pin. Forced out the Purification as well. They had no kill potential, but instead they forced out that Relic, which is huge.
And just no Purification for a little bit. I mean, that's going to be a focus onto the Vulcan. The Vulcan only level 13. He's actually a lower level than the Athena. I mean, that's just brutal for Mayo, and you're really seeing the issues that Mayo and TPC are having, not able to farm effectively.
TPC going to get taunted, trying to jump out and dish out enough damage to take down this Raijin, but going to be able to get away with the Thunder Crash. Nice taunt coming through, but it's still not enough to take on anybody from MCDZ.
Meditation coming out from Gibbon there, making sure that TPC doesn't get in danger. You saw Predators in a really good spot to force this fight, and now still grouped up. Farleez is on the side. His ult is available, and he's actually going to come straight down in the middle of him.
Taiko Drums ripping through the opposition, but now he's a sitting duck trying to Thunder Crash with a little bit of extra damage, but the Vulcan ult not going to take anybody down, but the fight is still happening over in the mid lane, and Welshbeastq just trying to get away.
CRYSIS just kind of jumps in the middle of there, and look at this, around the corner, Farleez finds one and a second onto Mayo. There's your McDouble, but it's not MCDZs who come up with it. Fly takes out one. Stunwave the only one to answer back, but it's a deicide.
Full deicide for MCDZs, and now Farleez and Turtle and Welshbeastq, the only survivors, very low, but that is a huge team fight for Excellence. We're going to see that's still solid 5,000 gold lead in their favor, and that tier 1 tower falling. And Welshbeastq has nothing to worry about as long as he doesn't take a tower shot.
I mean, everyone's dead right now. I would hope he doesn't take a tower shot, but it took a while, but now Excellence really starting to work out here. We saw just kind of MCDZs hang around on low health, thought they'd be able to peel for each other, but the issue is, they weren't able to utilize the Terra to heal back up to full fast enough. I mean, that's just a tenured team of Excellence, recognizing that, if we just sit here and siege, they're going to heal back up with the Terra. We need to initiate now, and then Farleez just jumps down onto them in the middle, and then Predators loops around on that Erlang Shen from the side.
There wasn't too much they were going to be able to do because they overstayed their welcome, and it was in their own home turf, which is unfortunate. But TPC is still going to be able to take advantage of the right side of the jungle. Some things weren't stolen, which is fine. Excellence really weren't in a position to go through the jungle with a fine-tooth comb and take away their experience, but
Well, it was just timing again.
Yeah.
Where the buffs just spawned as MCDZs were respawning, so Excellence don't really want to stay around there and wait and just like, I hope we can get this before they come and kill us, so just playing it safe.
And even if they weren't, like even if they were up, they really weren't in a position to try and take it, but now Excellence definitely are in a position to look at this Gold Fury already falling fast, down to 50%. Nobody really nearby except for the Terra and CRYSIS looking for it, but not going to be able to find it. Excellence securing their second Gold Fury of the game.
Close timing here, but Predators finds a two-man pin. CRYSIS on the retreat, and look at this. Mayo, I mean, he's just so far behind, he can't do anything. CRYSIS has to burn his ult, but it's still getting chased under tower. The Vulcan ult does enough to Predators, who's stunned under tower, but the Athena ult going to mitigate a lot of that damage. Farleez does loop around and take out CRYSIS.
It was a waiting game. Mayo, level 14 in the backline, like you mentioned, not able to do a single thing. I was watching Soul's health.
Base race.
When that came through. Base race, a little bit. Stun wave and TPC looking to try and take down these minions. And then look at this Phoenix to just bring up a little bit of alleviate some of the pressure, but Predators has backed, going to be able to help just completely get them off of here. He's a big deterrent, very intimidating.
I mean, the main issue there is Mayo and Gibbon are pushed up. Mayo trying to run away, has to burn its Sanctuary, but Farleez mistimes the stun there, can't get it. Mayo's still going to get picked off. Gibbon, the last remaining on the left-hand side, and Farleez barely gets out of that tower, but here comes a TP, so they need to be careful.
Gibbon's in no position to try and take down the Ratatoskr, even though it was so low. At that point, it's better to just back off, heal up, so that way you don't have that gigantic respawn timer. We're almost 25 minutes in.
And right now, objectively, Excellence been doing a great job. After they took that one fight in the mid, they've slowly started to take these towers. They've got the tier 1 in left. They got two towers in the mid lane. You know, they got the Gold Fury the second time as well. And now they've, you know, kind of quietly gained themselves about a 7K lead here.
And thus far, it's been working out definitely in their favor. A very different song being sung from the first set. MCDZ's had a very strong start, but now we're seeing Excellence kind of, they've got their feet wet. They know what to expect from MCDZ's thus far, even though they weren't necessarily expecting the Arachne, probably.
Probably. But I mean, here's the thing too. MCDZ's have 6 kills and 4 of them are on the Arachne. 2 of them were 1v1s, and I think the others were just Arachne finding someone in the backline. And so the rest of the team hasn't really been able to make anything happen.
Especially Vulcan. Vulcan level 15, the same level as the support Terra.
Behind the support Athena by 2 levels.
Exactly.
It's not good. It's not good for Mayo this game.
Fire Giant started up a little bit by Excellence, but MCDZ showed up. Gonna go ahead and back off. Not in a position to take this big team fight yet. They want to be able to take that objective and take a couple of lives with it.
And here's the split push coming in. I'm surprised that TPC doesn't just drop the cats, but I guess worried about Jing. You could see Jing passive, able to get her back to that lane, and TPC just trying to get items online at this point. Has the Crusher, has the Titan's Bane, looking for what I'm assuming is going to be a Brawlers as well, the last item he can buy in that Hammer Tree. He actually did just go the Hammer Tree build.
We're seeing a reverse from the last game, too. MCDZ's want this to go on as long as possible so they can get back on the same level playing field. And Excellence want to end this quick. They've been doing so good so far. 18 kills versus the 6. Every team fight almost has gone in their favor.
They don't want this Arachne and this Bastet to get full build. You could see Stun Wave almost able to take out Farleez there, and 50-meter fly, I mean, can't commit to a kill. And this Arachne has been a big factor for MCDZ's. You could see only two damage items, not outside of his boots for there. He's got a Spirit's Robe and Breastplate of Valor, and still just shreds straight through Farleez Ratatoskr.
But we saw Welshbeastq put on the backpack last game, and it wasn't enough. So it's up to Stunwave to try and put on the backpack for his team. And right now, he's doing a good job of keeping himself alive, but it's not enough to keep MCDZ's alive.
I mean, if MCDZ's win this game, they go
to LAN.
They've got to beat Excel
Yes.
again after that. So I mean, they're one game away from a final best of 3 to potentially qualify for LAN, having never played in the SCL before. Just kind of these guys that ran through the Challenger Cup, and I mean, still overall very impressive play coming out from them.
And they're pulling out all the stops, bringing on these comfort picks, these cheese plays, just trying to throw off Excellence as best they can. Fire Giant below half, now to 27%, but Fly looking at other people. He's trying to get that ultimate down. Fire Giant is going to fall in favor of Excellence, and now CRYSIS may be that first
it out. He's running away as fast as possible here, but he's going to get stunned eventually. 50-meter fly with the last basic. And Farleez to the sky, going to go on a Gibbon who didn't know he was there. And 50-meter fly finds his double kill as well. 20-6 in Excellence's favor. They've got Fire Giant regen, and they're barreling down the right lane.
It's another McDouble, but not for McDeezy's. And now Excellence take down another tower. A good taunt onto Stun Wave, making him force that purification out as well. Only a little bit of damage, though.
You can see Stun Wave trying to turn around and hit Farleez with that in-hand and proc that poison, but he's unable to do so, and Farleez can just back up and reset and let the Fire Giant kind of regen him up. This is going to be hard, though. 3 members on the right-hand side left to defend for McDeezy's, but no frontline Terra there. It's just they're all very squishy targets outside of the Arachne.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody's squishy but Arachne. Now Excellence charging forward, looking at this first Phoenix of the game. Bastet jumps in and will not be able to jump out. Welshbeastq just completely erases TPC from the map.
That's one of the things about Arachne is that her animations are actually very slow, and so after you jump and then the time it takes to whip around the Razor Whip, there's so much time to pick you off, and that's exactly what happened. Now
Mayo gonna get pinched between 3 members to use his Sanctuary, but it's not gonna be enough. He's gonna get knocked up. He's just trying to juke away. The Magma Bomb gonna get the knock up once again, and he's still alive, but he's gonna go right into 3 enemy members. Turtle gonna get credit for the kill.
But he did do a decent amount of damage onto Excellence, and it's gonna be hard for them to keep up this siege. Athena, right-hand side, helping out Farleez. Again, Stun Wave, making this... Stun Wave is the man right now for McDeezy's. They need to play through him.
Definitely, and they just need to take him out. It's like the reverse strategy. Take out Welshbeastq. No, now it's make sure Stun Wave either isn't in the fight or isn't going to be anywhere nearby, so that way you can get something done. Otherwise, Stun Wave is the only thing keeping McDeezy's on this map.
It's also CRYSIS. I mean, if we're looking at the damage charts right now, he's 2nd on the list, so doing a good job overall, but we haven't really seen that big, impactful soul ult that I think needs to happen for McDeezy's to win a fight. He's almost full build, though, which is good.
So what do you want to see coming out from McDeezy's to try and take this game? Is it going to be focused more around Stun Wave?
Probably, you're really going to need Stun Wave to have a good fight and then kind of play around your Terra. You shouldn't be looking to force anything unless you can find someone picked off in the jungle somehow. But just fighting around and letting... The issue with TPC here is that he's jumping in first, and so everyone just turns around and kills him. Because remember, those animations take so long, you will just get obliterated before you can even have a chance to jump back. And so he needs the fight to be going kind of already before he can initiate and jump in and look for those backline carries. Because he's doing a ton of damage now with that Brawler's, so much penetration in his kit.
But like you mentioned, that case in point 3 minutes ago, he jumps in and he's not able to jump back out because they turn. They need a little bit more different initiation, and they don't really have as much of the CC as Excellence are going to be able to dish out, so they have to change up the way they're playing. And with Mayo being level 16, he's so far behind. They need that Vulcan. They need that damage.
I mean, Vulcan kind of does have a decent amount of damage. He's just really low right now when it comes to experience. Hasn't been able to farm up, but under tower, Excellence trying to make something happen, and they do pick off that Vulcan. And a 2-man knockup from Farleez as well.
Yeah, but CRYSIS very low, using that Supernova to try and get his chasers. But now the Separate trying to find through. He's 1 more frame away, but Predator's going to be able to take him out.
Look at that split push Bastet on the top side there, looking for that Phoenix, and TPC not able to find it. Great job by Welshbeastq there while the fight's raging on the left-hand side. This could just be game. There's only 1 left to defend against this push from Excellence.
And TPC just trying to run down, find a nice safe place to back and then rejoin the team. But Excellence have taken down 2 Phoenixes. Stun Wave is the only one here to try and defend. Bastet backing, but it's not going to be enough time. Excellence going to be able to keep themselves in this best of 3, and we're gonna go to 3.
We're gonna force a game 3 here. A much better performance by Excellence. Again, I think this is a result of experience, where Excellence is a team where they made some mistakes early game 1, got really far behind, but they're so tenured they were able to hold on for quite a while. Where in this one, we didn't really see the same kind of holdout performance from McDeezy's. They also didn't really have a lot of stun in CC. They had a lot of individual kind of gods that needed to go off and, see that high level of player skill. They had a Bastet, they had an Arachne. Their only stuns were basically Terra.
There wasn't much setup, is basically what we're getting to. No real CC to try and make something happen versus the individual plays. We saw that a little bit in the first game where we didn't see that synergy. We just wanted to see somebody making a play, somebody find that clutch kill, and then win the game off of it.
Well, we got